Okay guys, welcome back to a whole nother week of lessons, starting with 101. Yay, hooray, math. And so today we are going to do lesson 101 for Math 8, which is geometric probability. And some of you actually are going to be like, whoa, Mr. Silva has over 30 subscribers. I know, it's crazy. But that's neither here nor there, okay? My fame can just wait. All right, until later. We're talking about math, please focus. It's important. No, but seriously, some of you are going to be like, whoa, geometric probability, two things that probably are a little bit hard. Geometry with all the formulas and all the things that you have to know. And then probability, which I know that some of you struggle, even though I always say, is just adding. And no, it's actually, I don't say that. I say it's just counting, so everybody knows how to count, and then it's multiplying. So today it's going to be a little bit different. Today is going to be to know. You have to know how to find areas of different shapes, two-dimensional shapes, so not a big deal, like squares, rectangles, triangles, all that good stuff. And circles as well. Okay, circle. And how to put one on top of the other. Because when you actually show as probability, most of the time I tell you, just give me a fraction, right? So it's going to be exactly the same thing. You're going to put the area of something over the area of another thing, and boom, you have geometric probability. So it sounds harder than what it is, but I assure you it's actually easier than what you think. All right, so let's jump into the lesson. All right, so we have a target here. I know, some of you are going to be confused. Whoa, are we learning math or are we at a shooting range? Because this looks so good. I know. As you know, I'm an artist, a perfectionist when it comes to art. So I did it. It took me about 3 hours. And there you go. It's beautiful. And now what we're going to see is that if you're going to hit the bullseye, which is right here in the center, if it's smaller, let's say that the diameter is let's say that the radius here of the target right here is 1, and then the radius of the second one is 2, and then the radius of the third one is 3. Wow, look, it makes perfect sense. And so what happens is that if we actually find the area, right, is going to be 1 squared pi for the bullseye over the overall target is going to be 3 squared pi. Well, the pi's are going to cancel out. Oh, that's beautiful. And so it'd be 1/9. 1/9 probability that you're going to hit the bullseye. All right. And that's pretty cool about this. One of the things that I like about doing the circles concentric circles, they're called, right? So doing a circle that is inside other circle that's inside another circle is that the pi will always cancel out. So we actually end up with pretty regular numbers. And so the probability of you hitting this beautiful bullseye is going to be 1/9. And so that is not example 1, but that's like the idea behind geometric probability. And it only has 2 examples, so it's not going to be that hard. All right, so let's actually get into example 1. All right, so in the first example, they even give us words. It's no pictures, just words. It says there's a 12-inch diameter target and the bullseye is 4 inches in diameter. So they say if you hit the target, what is the probability that you're going to hit the bullseye? So again, as I told you, it's pretty easy. You have to remember that the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. So the radius is half the diameter. So we have to find 2 areas, but don't multiply by 3.14. You're making your heart more difficult. All you have to do is just put one on top of the other, and the pi's will cancel each other out. That's what the nice thing is. So the radius of 12 inches is going to be 6 inches, and because it's a larger one, it's going to go in the bottom. So it's going to be 6 squared pi. That is the formula for the area of the larger target. And then the smaller bullseye is going to have a radius of 2 squared, right? So the radius is 2, but to find the area, you have to square it. And so it's going to be 2 squared pi, right? And so when we have this, we are going to cancel out pi. You see, that's why it's so easy. And then we're going to get 4 over 36. And wait, we can actually even make that even simpler or simplify it. If we divide 4 and 36 by 4, it's going to be 1/9. Boom, 1/9. And that's how you do the first example. 1/9 is going to be the probability of you hitting the bullseye if you hit the target. All right, another beautiful drawing. I feel like, I've been drawing so much that maybe if I have more time, I'm going to start a second channel in which I'm just going to just teach how to draw these beautiful shapes, because I know I'm just so good at it. So what happens is here that in the second example, we have a 20 centimeter diameter circle, right? So the diameter of this circle is 20 centimeters. And inside we have a square with sides 10 centimeters. So I know that in the example, the side here is 10 centimeters, but because it's that square, it doesn't really matter where you put it. It's the same thing. So they're asking us, what is the probability that an object that lands in the circle also lands inside the square? All right, so again, what we're going to do is use two things. We're going to use the area of a circle, which we already used in the previous example. Area of circle is pi radius squared, and area of a square, whoop, the little square, and it's going to be sides squared. Yay! And so because the circle is bigger, we're going to put the circle in the bottom, in the denominator. And again, I want you to leave pi as pi. I don't want you to try to do anything too fancy at first. Maybe later we're going to find what the radius squared times pi is, but not at first. At first, we're going to actually leave it as simple as possible. So 10 squared is going to be 10 squared. The area of the square. Sorry, I blanked out. So what we're going to do, I'm literally going to write down the formula so that we understand. So it's going to be the area of the square over the area of the circle, which is going to be then the area of the square. I don't know why I wrote it again. You don't really need to write it again. You just have to do the math. It's going to be 10 squared. And then the area of the circle is going to be radius squared. The radius of diameter that's 20 centimeters is going to be 10. So I don't know why I'm going to put equals again if I already put it here. That's why you have to pay attention to what you do. And also, this is one of the reasons that I always tell you, please don't do math in pen, because everybody makes mistakes in math. And so if you are going to make no mistakes whatsoever, then go ahead. By all means, knock yourself out, do math in pen. But since I know that you make mistakes because I make mistakes, because everybody makes mistakes, the only one who doesn't make mistakes is God, then you have to use pencil. That's it. It's the rule of thumb. For math, you have to use pencil. Please use pencil. And you know that if you're taking a test for me, you cannot do math in pen. So why do math at home and in your homework in pen? It makes no sense. So again, because I make mistakes every day, so the area of the circle is going to be 10 squared. And then we're going to multiply by pi. Yay, pi. And so it's going to be 100 over 100 pi. Well, 100 and 100 are going to cancel each other out because they're both divisible by 100. That's right. And so my answer is going to be 1 over pi. If you don't like to put 1 over pi, you could also say that it's going to be about 1 over 3.14, because 3.14 is an approximation of pi. Pi, as you all know, it's an irrational number, so it never ends. So that would be the answer. And that's it. That's all you really need to know that's all you really need to know so that you know how to find all of this. And so that's it. That's lesson 101, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you to all my likers, commenters, subscribers. Over 30 subscribers. I know it's crazy. I think that pretty soon I might get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, because I'm just growing at such a rapid pace. But if it might come next video, it might come, maybe on Friday. Who knows? They're probably already lurking, checking out my page, that growth that is so exponential, So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.